Oh my god. Next is from Liam. Subject, oh, this is an interesting one. Feeney and Bixen span more than friends? Here's something noteworthy. Newsworthy. P.S. Intended for a pop only. How you keep it 100? I was on Twitter the other day and a tweet got recommended about WWE's Retribution stable. In the replies, Conan gave Feeney a virtual kazooing over Twitter for thinking it was newsworthy. Feeney then made a sarcastic tweet to Bix about having an article of a third wheel podcast host who is mentally beaten daily, to which Bix replied with Conan's signature boom. While all this seemed like friendly banter, it seemed there was some flirtation going on between Feeney and Bix. Not to mention Bix white-knighted Feeney by calling out Conan's use of emojis. Now, I knew Bix was beta, but I didn't think Feeney was, and I was just wondering what Conan's response to all this, and to see what Feeney has to say for himself. Is there some Feeney, KG, Bix trifecta conspiracy against keeping 100? Which side will DI take? Hope all is well, Conan. Okay, Joe, you got some explaining to do here, I guess.
We brought this up last week. I just thought that was a funny tweet, and Bix agreed with it. I don't know him. I've known of him for a long time. I think we were on the same message board back in the day, and I think he's a good writer. But I've never met Dave. I've never talked to him. So
no. I think what you're trying to do is trying to get a job at what's the place he writes for? What's it called?
He's moved a lot.
Deadspin.
Is he at Deadspin?
You're trying to get a job at Deadspin, is what you're trying to do.
And also, if he's the beta, then I would be the alpha, right? There has to be an alpha and a beta in a relationship, doesn't there?
Any comment on this, Conan?
Absolutely none.
Next is from Current Down. Subject, women don't have a chance with these marks. Hey guys, loving all your YouTube content. I have to ask Disco and Conan a question about women in wrestling. I see many clips of Disco talking about how women should be playing up to their looks on TV. While I do agree with you on that, I also think that the male fan base are such incels that would ruin their careers. For example, last night I was watching NXT TakeOver in Your House, was checking Twitter during it. Instead of praising the women for the matches, all I seen was fat dorks talk about how hot Gia Lee's was looking, whether or not Raquel Gonzalez was, and I quote, and dudes sharing clips from Tony Storm's leaked sex tape. So my question basically is, do you think the women are, for lack of a better term, in wrestling? These incels just don't act like women and can't give praise when it's due? WWE could sign Tessa Blanchard tomorrow and I bet all the fans would focus on their ass. Would it make sense, business-wise, to just phase them out of in-ring competition? No, it would not. But it would make sense to phase the ones out of in-ring competition that can't freaking wrestle. Which is what they do. They stick all these girls in to wrestle, and there's only about 10 of them that should be on TV.
Well, and not only that, bro, it's pretty hard at the end of the day. I mean, all men are pervs. They may act like they're not, and we think women should good. They're just doing that to get over with you. And you guys would think, oh, what a nice guy. He believes in women's equality. Now he's trying to get every man's a perv. Okay, wait. Every man. Well, I am gonna say it. Every man's a perv. Okay,
that's true.
So the second, then the second thing is, it's very hard if you're watching a girl wrestling with her ass cheeks coming out and coming out, not to notice that and not to be turned on by it. So who are we kidding here too? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what was the question? Maybe I'm answering the wrong question.
He thinks girls are screwed because of that. I go, no, they're actually going to have spots because of that.
Right.
Because if guys are attracted to you, you're
and a lot of fans.
This is what attraction is. You're on TV. I'm watching. that's an attraction. Right. It's like, okay, you're hot. I'm watching you. I'm not changing the channel when you're on TV. But if you're not attractive and you're not a good wrestler, I'm changing the channel. So it's like that. That's the deal. But I'll say this: I'm never going to apologize for thinking like Velvet Sky is hot, Eva Marie is hot, Lana's hot. Like, I'm not going to apologize for that. These girls were very attractive, you know? And it's like, for me, when you're that attractive, you just kind of got to be a serviceable wrestler. Okay, and some of them are not serviceable wrestlers, but they're so attractive, like, don't get rid of them, just take them out of the ring. Stick them, bro, Lana was hot when she was Rusev's sidekick.
Right.
She was like, she actually was like one of the focal points of the show. They'd be like, wow, look how hot Lana is. Like, she was presented as this character, this hot Russian chick or whatever. And it's like, she didn't have to wrestle. Then they made her wrestle, and I was like, God, Lana's not that hot anymore. She sucks at wrestling, Yeah,
and she couldn't cut good promos, and she lost a lot of her stock.
Right, exactly. By making her do stuff she wasn't good at. And that's
and then putting her in stupid storylines. So everything, yeah.
You've got attractive women, okay, and then you're making them learn how to wrestle when really they don't have to. Scarlett, how many matches has Scarlett had?
Right.
And her character's great.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't have to wrestle. She's Kevin Crawford. She does her character well. She's like got this cool persona, this gimmick. She does cool vignettes with the tarot cards and stuff. She doesn't have to wrestle. You know, but like, well, now what do you want to do? You want to risk her, like, taking something that you know, she's better looking than she is a wrestler. Okay, she's not a bad wrestler either. She's actually pretty good.
She actually is.
But it's like, okay, do you want to expose her as a wrestler when she's doing fine as a valet? You know,
Right.
I don't get it. I don't understand why they would break something that isn't broken. You know, so
What did this gentleman say about a Tony Storm sex tape? What's going
this
on?
is a Tony Storm sex tape. Go look that up.
Huh? How about that?
Yeah, go look that up. I had no idea about that, but I mean, we're keeping it 100. I'm not going to pretend that I wouldn't want to see what that's all
Yeah,
about.
I like her.